Welcome back to my YouTube channel Being Engineer. This is the part 4 of chapter Moment of Inertia. And in this video we are going to discuss the another theorem related to moment of inertia, that is Theorem of Perpendicular Axis. In the previous video we had discussion about the Theorem of Parallel Axis. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video. That will prove helpful to understand the Theorem of Perpendicular Axis. The link of that video is given in the description. So let's start our today's topic, Theorem of Perpendicular Axis. This theorem states that moment of inertia of two-dimensional body about an axis perpendicular to the plane of 2D body is equal to the sum of moments of inertia of body about two axes at right angle to each other. Let me explain this. As you can see here, IZZ, that is moment of inertia about z axis, that is third axis, is equal to Ixx plus Iyy. Now what is Ixx and Iyy? That I have explained in my previous video, that was Theorem of Parallel Axis. That's why I asked you to watch that video first. Now this is the moment of inertia about centroidal axis, that is Ig and Igy. That is moment of inertia about centroidal axis whose values are known to us and predefined for geometrical figures. And here I have explained in the previous video that these, if the axes are taken apart from the figure, then Ixx will be equal to Igx plus ak square, and Iyy, that is moment about y-axis, will become Igy plus ar square. And now the value of Igx and Igy are known to us as bh cube divided by 12 and hp cube divided by 12. Now if we take the third reference, in the parallel axis theorem we only used two axes, that is x axis and y axis. And if the moment of inertia of any body about x axis and y axis are added, as you can see here, moment about x axis and moment about y axis are added together, it will give us the value of moment of inertia about third axis, that is the axis perpendicular to both x and y, that is z axis. That's what Theorem of Perpendicular Axis states. Moment about z axis is called as polar moment of inertia. Moment about z axis is called as polar moment of inertia, and it is generally used in designing of revolving shaft. So that's all for today. I hope you have understand the perpendicular axis theorem, but if you haven't watched the previous video, that is part 3, watch that video first to make the better understanding of the Theorem of Perpendicular Axis.